I'm Eva from Asian Market. We're here to shop and cook. Let's go! Hi everyone! So today we are going to create a recipe especially for the Mid-Autumn Festival. So the Mid-Autumn Festival is the second largest festival celebrated in China, and one of the delicacies that they eat during the Mid-Autumn is the mooncake. So there are two main varieties of mooncakes. One is a baked type and one is an unbaked type. So today we're going to make the unbaked type, which is called the Snowy Mooncake. And we're going to be making a green tea outer dough, and the filling will be a custard filling. So first of all, we need to make the dough, the outer dough. And I have some flours here. There is the glutinous rice flour, the rice flour, and then the wheat starch. So you need a combination of all these flours in order to get this chewy kind of dough that will form your first dough base. So into this bowl, I'm just going to put a sieve here. So I've got 40 grams of the glutinous rice flour. Into the bowl it goes. And I've got 20 grams of the rice flour, 10 grams of the wheat starch, 10 grams of plain flour. So I'm just going to sieve that into the bowl first. So you sieve all the flours into the bowl, and to the flours I'm going to add some sugar. So I've got 35 grams, I've got caster sugar, you can use brown sugar if you like, and then that is my dry mix. I've got 160 mils of milk, full fat milk, and I am just going to put this on a weighing, and into that I'm going to add 35 grams of condensed milk. So this is my condensed milk here. It's roughly about 2.5 teaspoons. Well, not teaspoons, tablespoons. So this is 35, you want 35 grams. Okay, so roughly 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to mix that together. So I'm going to grab my whisk and I'm going to whisk this milky mixture into the flour. I'm going to combine it with the flours, and then we're going to add a little bit of vegetable oil, because the glutinous rice flour is quite sticky once you steam it. I'm going to add in some vegetable oil. There's 35 grams of vegetable oil. This will ensure that you have a dough that you can work with and that won't be too sticky. So that's all combined now, and grab a shallow bowl, and to that I'm just going to pass this mixture through a sieve to remove any other potential lumps. Okay, so this mixture is now ready to steam. I have a steamer prepared here, and it steams for 15 to 20 minutes. So how do you know when the dough is done? You put a chopstick into the middle, and if the chopstick comes out clean, it means the dough is cooked. So the second part of making your snowy mooncake is the custard filling. So here I have the custard powder. So I'm going to add custard powder into 75 milliliters of milk. So 20 grams of custard powder, and to that I'm going to add a thickener of 25 grams of cornstarch. So I've used this one here. So I'm just going to quickly combine that into a smooth texture with no lumps. Sorry, I'm battling against the wind today, so hopefully you can still hear me. Okay, so you keep on stirring the custard mixture mixture until it's smooth. And then the second part is on the stove, you heat a pan, and to the pan, you're going to add 100 milliliters of milk. I just use full fat milk. And to that, you're going to add 55 grams of granulated sugar. So just to sweeten the milk. I'm going to add a tablespoon of condensed milk. You want to heat the milk until, you don't want it to be really hot and boiling, but you just want to melt the sugar. And into that, I'm adding in a little pinch of salt. Okay. So I'm just going to keep stirring this until the sugar is melted. So now the sugar has dissolved, and I'm going to add my custard mixture that we prepared earlier. So add it in slowly. This will help to thicken this whole mixture. So you still want it on a low to medium heat, but keep stirring. As it heats up, it's going to slowly thicken. So I'm just going to keep stirring it until it thickens. So I'm just going to check on my dough here. Yeah, you can see some of the oil is floating to the top now. So there is roughly about 5 more minutes on the dough. Okay, so I can see that it's starting to thicken. So just keep stirring it. So this is the cornstarch that I'm using. And this is the custard powder that I'm using. So you can see that it's now quite well combined. To this mixture, I'm going to add an egg yolk and combine it with the mixture and cook it on the stove. And to that, I'm going to add 20 grams of butter. So initially when the butter goes in, it will look like it's not combining very well. But if you keep stirring it, it will eventually come together. Okay, so that's nicely combined. I'm happy with that. And now just let it chill down for a few minutes, and then you can wrap it in cling film and put it in the fridge. Minimum, you would need to chill it for 30 minutes, but it's best to chill it overnight. So now we're going to test the dough. It's been steaming for 20 minutes now. So I'm just going to pop a chopstick into the middle and make sure that it's kind of clean coming out. And then turn it off the heat and take it out of the steamer. So you can see that there is some water or oil on the top, and I'm just going to pour that out. So while the dough is still hot, you want to use a spoon and mix it together and combine it into one dough. So it might look a little lumpy on the top, but actually once you combine it together, because you want to combine it and then chill it in the fridge along with the filling as well for roughly half an hour, or even better, overnight. Okay, so now your two doughs have chilled, and I've just taken them out of the cling film. So I have the white dough, the outer dough, and then the filling, and they're all chilled. So I'm going to first work with the outer dough. I'm going to mix in a little bit of the green tea powder, and then mix the powder in with the white dough to make it green. And it has a lovely green tea flavor as well. So this green tea powder is quite strong, so I'm just going to add in half a teaspoon. It's like playing with a Play-Doh here. So you So now I've worked with the dough for a few minutes now, and you can see that the green tea powder is nicely mixed in. 35 grams of the dough. The best thing is to just prepare all the dough, the outer dough, into little balls like this, and then work with the filling. So you're not kind of moving between the filling and the dough all the time. So I'm just gonna work through all of these. My outer dough done, and you basically repeat the same for the filling, but at 30 grams. So the outer dough 35 grams and the filling at 30 grams. Okay, so I'm going to start showing you how to combine and make your mooncake. So you can, the best is if you can get your hands on a mooncake press, which this is, and you can pick kind of different designs on the top. This one just says Mid-Autumn Festival, which I'm going to use. And so I have my mooncake press. If you don't have a mooncake press, what you could do is, once you've combined the dough and the filling together, you could use like a little stamp and just stamp it onto it. It won't have the same shape as your like a square mooncake, but it's also quite nice. So you take your outer dough, just put a bit of the flour onto your hand so it doesn't stick. And I'm also going to add a little bit of the flour into the press. I'm going to add it on in. You want to just kind of dust it around the sides and then kind of topple it out, because you still want to see the design. So you'll find out if you put too much flour into the mold that it'll literally cover the design in this white. So I'm just going to flatten the outer dough, and then to that I'm going to add in the filling. So you want to wrap the filling with the green outer dough and kind of slightly pinch it at the bottom and start kind of rolling it into a little ball. Then what you do is you put the little rolled ball into your mooncake press. So the nice smooth side down into the design, and you slowly just start kind of pressing it into the mooncake mold like this. So gently press it in, and then you press the design down onto the mooncake, and there you have it. So now you have it. This is your lovely snowy green tea snowy mooncake with a custard filling. Hope you enjoy making your own mooncake and giving it to your friends to wish them a happy Mid-Autumn Festival. 祝大家中秋節快樂! Hope you enjoy making the mooncakes, and look forward to seeing you next time for my next video and recipe.